everyone. So, welcome to week 3, and we are going to be discussing inclusion and identity. So, for the discussion board, we're going to first start off with discussing the readings for the video. And I wanted to particularly focus on Janet Stovali's discussion on how to get serious about diversity and inclusion in the workplace. So, she stated in her main points that in order to dismantle racism, one organization has to go through it single-mindedly, which was a very interesting approach. And I actually understood and respected the reasons why she said one would have to be single-minded, because it does improve the chances of something becoming more important and gathering intel in the more sophisticated and with like more detail. So she also created the Project 87 when she was in school, and the 3 steps are as followed: real problems, real numbers, and real consequences. And this was meant to be used as a way to make change happen, especially when it came to racism in the school. So that was just like really interesting points. And she also recommended that if one wanted to implement these types of changes, then one should follow those 3 rules in that order. So I think, let's see, the second question was, what steps does your workplace take to foster inclusion? So I guess in my workplace, or in the organization in general, they talk about diversity at the very beginning. I think it stems even from the job search process. Like in the job description, they really specify that their organization doesn't discriminate against like what makes somebody unique, which is like, I guess, physically their race, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation, like any of those aspects. So it's really just starts from that point. And during orientation, there was just this constant discussion about diversity, and in the group that at least I was in, you could tell there was just a lot of diversity. There were men, women, there were different races, different languages that were spoken, etc. So I mean, the good thing about the organization is I feel like they are so diverse. It, like, honestly, like, it's a really good thing. So they definitely did a good job being inclusive from the very beginning. And number 3, what steps has your workplace taken to promote diversity and make it work? So, like I stated with the previous question, they really start that from the job search process and continue implementing that in the orientation. I think, I don't know exactly what steps, because truth be told, I feel like where I work, we are very diverse in a lot of aspects, but we're primarily like an organization, or at least like the office is primarily with like working with females. Well, it's an OBGYN office, so I think that kind of is the reason, but we do have a few males in terms of like at least administrative. But in all the other aspects, we're definitely way more diverse in terms of race, and ethnicities, and even the languages. There's people that obviously speak Spanish, and others speaks Mandarin and other languages that I can't really think of off the top of my head. So I think one way that they definitely have promoted that thus far is just making sure that whoever is being put into those positions, they're people who have a broad, I guess, like aspect, and also a respect for the different, or at least what makes everybody diverse. I think one of the questions I was asked in my interview was really how would I get along with the population that I would be working with. So a lot of the patients, they're technically, well, they're considered minorities, I guess, by definition, which I deal with a lot of Black women and Hispanic women, and it's just like, and it's amazing to be in an environment that does promote that type of diversity. So it has worked thus far, and I would just say, like, I guess in one way that we could become more diverse is just having more males in the workplace. But truth be told, it's really not about who or what someone is or where they come from. It's really just about like how willing are they to help the patients and willing to do their job right. So I think that's it for this week. Just to end it, just make sure everybody's being safe out there with everything that's happening, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.